Today, I'm sitting down with Lasada Pippen, the former computer engineer turned motivational powerhouse. Lasada is the creator of coaching and keynote framework that helps executives and aspiring speakers unlock their voice, strengthen their presence, and overcome communication barriers. His journey is inspiring from growing up in an underserved community to becoming a first generation college graduate, and a STEM professional. A corporate leader, Lasada knows firsthand what it means to break barriers and reinvent yourself. In this episode, we're going to be talking about how to unmute yourself, break barriers, find your voice, and lead with power. Please join me in welcoming Lasada Pippen.
Joké, awesome. Yep. Thank you for having me. I love something that you said in the intro about unmuting yourself. I never heard it that way. So that's actually really cool. But thank you for having me. Excited to be here today. Sure.
Awesome. Well, I said that because if you've ever felt unseen, unheard, and I have been there and unsure of your presence because I've also been in all those spaces where I would sit down in meetings and I had things to say, but I was afraid to say because it might be the wrong thing or somebody might think something. So unmuting myself, imagine all the things that I'm doing today and all the people that could benefit from it if we stay mute and not speak. Not just are we doing ourselves a disservice, we're also depriving the people that we're meant to serve, right? That's the way I
Mhm.
see it.
Yeah, absolutely. You definitely deprive people that you are meant to serve when you don't unmute yourself.
Mm.
But if we look at it another way, there's also a reflection moment there also. That it could be a reflection that you're not completely confident in what you do have to say. So therefore, you either lower the volume or you press the mute button. If we elevate the confidence, then that also gives us the permission and the power to unmute the button and raise the volume at the same time.
Yeah, and then getting some tools behind that because it sounds like that is what you do all day long. And I'm looking forward to unpacking that. But before we go into the tools and the technicalities, tell us, who is Lasada? Just about you, a quick background.
Yeah, absolutely. So Lasada first is a father and a husband. Those are my first responsibilities and priorities. Secondly, I'm just a guy who's trying to get better every single day. I believe that improvement is the biggest room in the world. So I want to make sure that each and every day that I'm growing to be a better person, a better man, a better husband, a better father, improving every single day. That's my goal. That's my striving. So that's who I am, someone who is trying to get better every single day.
I love that. And let us start with, what do you do today for work? What is what you do and bring into the community as an added value?
Yes. So I run a company called Apex Speaking, aka Lasada Pippen. I am a full-time keynote and motivational speaker, and we also provide a service of communication coaching. So anyone that desires to improve their communication, who wants to elevate that communication, whether you're amateur, whether you're shy, introverted, whether you're professional, whether you're a CEO or an executive, we help you communicate in a much better way. And we also help people get on stage who struggle to get on stage as well. So keynote speaking and motivational speaking and communication coaching. That's my entire world every single day.
Okay, this is what you do full time, I heard you say.
Yes, this is my full-time job. I've been
Okay.
full-time for a little bit over 3 years. I've been to 39, no, 40 states. By the end of the year, we'll probably be at 44, is what they're telling me. Next year, hopefully, we'll hit all of these states. I can check them all off. But yeah, this is what I do. I go around providing high value communication to various audiences.
I love it. So, all well and good because when we talk about who we are now, what we do today, there's always a story behind the glory. And
Yes.
just studying a little bit about you since we got to connected, I learned that you're a first generation graduate, college graduate, and
Yes.
come from an underserved community and to
Yes.
emerge from that into what you do today. I want you to walk us through what is the story behind Lasada's glory.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. I love the way you phrase that question, behind the glory. That's so good. That's so good. But nonetheless, yep, first generation to attend college, first generation to graduate from college, first generation to work in corporate. When you're the first generation of anything, there is no blueprint. There is no success formula of how to get to that next level, of how to walk through this journey that you're going to find yourself on. But I was the first generation in all of that. And I came from parents who barely graduated high school, never made more than $55,000 in a combined salary in a year. My oldest brother barely graduates high school. My middle brother drops out of high school. And then there was me. And I didn't even have plans. I didn't have plans. I didn't have dreams. I didn't have goals. I didn't have none of those things. My parents actually brought a college recruiter to me one day. And he just asked me a very straight question. Do you want to go to college? Just kind of give me a yes or no. And I hesitated and I told him yes. He got me into college. That's how I ended up going to college. When I got to college, I failed my first year and I wanted to quit. I wanted to turn around. I wanted to find a place of comfort. But when I saw that place of comfort, I realized I was like, if I don't make a different decision here now, I'm going to end up in the same position that everyone else is in. And I didn't want that. So I went back, finished a semester early, graduated, and then started my engineering and tech career. Did that for a little bit over a decade. And when I left engineering and technology, I always tell people this is that I didn't leave because something was wrong. I left because I wanted something right. But I
Mm.
didn't leave because my salary wasn't good. I had a great salary. I had a great community, great environment, great work culture, great colleagues, great boss. Everything was great, but I wanted something more. I wanted to enter into a space in what I believe was my purpose, my calling, and my gifting. So I didn't leave because something was wrong. I left because I wanted to get to that place of purpose for me. So I made that transition by taking a leap of faith and sticking the course. And so that's how I am where I am today. It's because I hung in there. I stuck it out. Even when I wanted to quit and turn back, I'm still here.
That is a story that I love to hear again and again because there are what I do with this podcast is I started from nothing as
Yeah.
well. I had a more privileged background, not in terms of we had plenty of money,
Yeah.
but comparing to your story of you had no blueprint, your first generation. I grew up in Nigeria where I had plenty of inspiration,
Mm.
plenty of blueprints. And we take that for granted sometimes that it's a given. You're going to go to college, you're going to do this, you're going to do because everybody around you is doing that. But you did
Hmm.
not have that model. Yet you were put in front of somebody that was like, do you want to go to college? And you were like, yes. And you went to college and you ended up having an amazing career in engineering and tech. And then you looked at that and you were like, I want more. That is
Yep.
crazy to me because a lot of people will sit down in that safe space of
Yep.
coming from nothing. Now I have this tech money and this tech career. I better sit with it. But there was something in you that felt like, I want to do more, I can do more. And there must have been some fear around making that change. But how did you get over that fear of, yes, I have a comfortable job there? And I always say in my coaching, because I do like training for creatives, there is in the safe zone, nothing happens there. So,
Hmm.
how did you get over that? I know you must have done it with fear in your heart, like, okay, I have bills to pay, I have this stable salary, and then now I'm going to like go and start speaking for a living, having never done it. Or did you have a bridge of you were speaking in tech and then you got into it? How did you make that pivot?
No, it was a complete shift for me. And fear, I think, is the perfect word to describe what I felt the moment that I made that decision to leap. And I totally honest, like the people around me thought I was crazy. They thought I was making a bad decision. Matter of fact, they thought I was making a stupid decision to leave a STEM field, to leave a engineering and technology industry, which is with great field. It is a great field to be in. People thought I was crazy when I was walking away from that, the comfort that you described, the safe zone that you described, walking away from that to go do something that was a little bit unknown or foreign to most people thought that I was crazy. I mean, my dad even thought that I was crazy. He would ask me questions like, are you sure you're going to walk away from what you worked so hard to obtain, which was a degree and working my way up the corporate ladder? Are you going to walk away from all of that to go do this thing that you're uncertain about? And for me, it was all about embracing the fear along with my faith. I
Mm.
needed to have both. And I tell people this all the time is that it's okay to have fear. That is totally fine, but you can't have doubt. That's what you can't have.
Mm.
So I had the fear. I embraced the fear. Matter of fact, I have a chair in my office to where I allow fear to sit in that chair and I have a conversation with fear. And that's a lot of times you will never step forward if you're waiting for it to no longer exist. So I had to embrace the fact that fear is here, it's probably here to stay, but I
Yeah.
still need to make this decision and I still need to go forward. That was the shift for me. And there were a lot of times to where I wanted to go back. I wanted to go
Mm.
back into engineering and tech. I wanted to swim my way back to shore to where it was comfortable, to where it was a world that I knew, to where it was safe. There were plenty of times like that. But I had to stay the course and balance out the coexistence of fear along with my faith at the same time.
Okay. That naturally brings me to a question that I ask myself with everything I do, and I ask it of a lot of people that I work with. And if you are able to get over that, not get over it, just live with the fear. I like
Mhm.
the way you describe fear. You sit in a chair. Let's have a
Yes.
discussion.
Yeah, let's have a conversation
I know
together.
you're here, but I also have faith backing me up. You better know that, right?
Yes.
And that just makes me think about it. First of all, myself. I think we were just talking before we got online.
Mhm.
I always had the fear of speaking anything,
Mhm.
not even like public speaking is even like high up here when it comes to my fear of whatever I want to say. I'm even sitting down with just a few people in a meeting and I'm not able to open my mouth and things
Mhm.
to say. The
Mhm.
fear of just speaking, muting myself, and I had stuff to say. But when
Yep.
you're confronting the fear, now I'm learning from you. I don't know. That's what it must have been faith because I stepped out and I'm doing it anyway. If anyone wants to listen to my letter to my younger self, dear 25-year-old me, it's on YouTube that I talked about this. It's kind of like a poem that I wrote to myself for my birthday this year.
Mhm.
It just comes from a place of I used to be this person that you cannot reconcile with the person I am right now. If you knew me then, there was a childhood friend of mine that actually called. We were talking to my brother, and he was like, "Oh, guess who is here?" And I got on the phone with a childhood friend, and she was like, "I listened to your podcast. I can't believe you're speaking."
Yes, I love it.
That leads me to your why, because I had to find there's a reason for what I do now that I'm showing up and I'm speaking. And I think the why behind what we do is a real driving force for us to keep going, for us to even step out in the first place, and then to keep doing that thing. So tell us, why did you choose to go into speaking and helping others unmute themselves and use their voice?
Absolutely. So, Joke, you hit it right on the head because your why is the driver of all of your actions.
Mhm.
And if we just think about it just for a moment, I love playing with words and just looking at them differently. If we just look at the word motivation, right? Most people, they want to be motivated. They want to feel powerful so that they can take powerful action, so they can move forward in the face of fear or without fear. But they want to be able to move forward with great confidence and so forth. They want to be motivated. And if we look at that word motivate, the first part of the word is motive. That's your reason. That's your why. And then the
Mm,
second part, if you look at motivation, Asian means action. So
mm,
when you combine those two words together, your why or your reason is what's going to drive your action. If you
yeah,
don't have the why, if you don't have the reason, it's going to be hard to take powerful, positive action. That's going to be hard. So
yeah.
you're absolutely right. The why behind what we do is most important. For me, I've always had this love, this passion, this excitement about speaking and inspiring people. I want people, when I talk to people, I want them to leave feeling inspired. I
Mm,
want them to leave feeling better
Mhm.
after we talk than before we talk. I want them to know that you have so much potential. There's so much more to you than what the surface introduces. And so that's my whole mission. My whole purpose is to inspire people to be the best that they can absolutely be. And I grew up in a faith based house. And so I believe that this passion, that this love for speaking came from watching other pastors, watching pastors
Mm,
give people hope, give
mm,
people inspiration, give them encouragement, empower them, lift them up. That created some type of spark in me, some type of passion, some type of fire, some type of love for speaking. And my natural personality is shy, is introverted. But when I get on stage and when I talk to people, when I have the opportunity to inspire and communicate and connect with people, that's when I come alive. And it's because of that purpose. I believe that this is my ultimate gifting. I believe that this is my purpose. This is what I'm supposed to be doing in life. I believe with my whole heart that I'm in the right place. And so I wake up every day hoping to inspire somebody to take a step forward in a powerful, purposeful direction for their life. That's my why at the end of the day.
yeah, that is a big whole why, and I love it. And that is not just the thing that allows you to move in the direction of your purpose and overcome or just go with the fear and do it anyway. But it
Mhm.
also allows you to stay in it, sit in it. It's like knowing this is where you're supposed to be, right? When you have that innate feeling in you, this is where,
Yeah,
so no matter what, and the path is not straight, and you're going to go through that up and down. You're going to go through the crooked lines. You're going to go through the, should I be doing this right now? You're going to question your existence and everything you're doing. But if you
mhm.
know that you have a why, a reason, and a purpose behind it, then it allows you to write it out knowing these too shall pass, right?
That's right.
And
Yeah. It's hard to quit on purpose. And it's hard to quit
mhm,
on something that you're in love with. If you're doing a job, if you're in an industry that you like, that you're okay with,
mhm,
you can quit that easily. That's it. You can walk away from that easily. If you're in love with something and if you have this purpose, that's hard to quit on. You can't walk away from purpose. You can't walk away from something that you are obsessed with.
mhm,
I
mhm.
am obsessed and in love with what I get to do every single day. This is my purpose. I can't walk away from it. I can't turn my back on it. I don't care what it looks like, how hard it was. No, purpose is what will keep you going. It will allow you to keep pressing forward. It's purpose.
I feel the energy when you speak. You can tell that you have this energy and this purpose driven mission about you.
Mm,
Talking about communication, the thing is, nobody's going to speak for you.
mhm.
Nobody is going to be your advocate. So your voice is you speaking and advertising yourself and showing people who you are. Yes, they can see all the things that you do, but when you start speaking for yourself, there is no power bigger than that. Nobody's going to do it better than you, right? So now I want us to go into like the nitty gritty. Give us like somebody who is like, maybe I don't know if I can speak. I am afraid of speaking. I have nothing to talk about. Where do I even start? All those limiting beliefs that keep people back. What is, I know that you do have a framework because I believe so much in framework of how do you get from that person to baby steps. Now start, what are the things that you should start doing if you want to start working towards that person who wants to become not even like a big time public speaker, but unmute yourself and use your own voice to speak your truth and stand up for yourself and do all the things that you need to do to get you to the level where your voice only can get you. What are the things and tools that you would offer to somebody like that?
The first thing is that you have to have something to say. You have to have that first. The old school, my elders would say, they would say this: if you don't have anything to say, don't say nothing at all. That's what they would tell you. More
Mhm,
so of if you don't have anything good to say, don't
mhm,
say anything at all. That's what they would tell you.
mhm,
In other words, keep your mouth closed if you don't have anything good to say.
mhm,
So we have to start there. You have to have something good or something valuable to say. You have to
mhm,
have that first. Because if you don't have anything good to say, if you don't have any value to provide to people, then you're just rambling, you're just talking, or you're just speaking. There's a difference between talking, speaking, and communicating. There are three different things. A lot of people
Mm,
can talk, a lot of people can speak. Not everyone can communicate. But you
mm,
have to start there, is that, do I have something valuable or good to say to the people that are going to listen to me? If the answer is yes, now we can get to my baby steps or my framework for delivering and executing on what is a great message. Anybody can apply this framework. I don't care if you're an amateur, I don't care if you've never spoken before. It doesn't matter where you are in your journey. This simple framework that we have helps people deliver a great message. And we call this framework C for communicating. C, the letter C, the number four, communication.
okay.
What does that mean? One, you have to have a clear message. That's the
Okay.
first C, is that it has to be clear, your message. There needs to be great clarity to your message. The more clear your message is, the better that it is delivered, the better that it is received from the audience who's listening to you. Number
Mhm.
two, it has to be concise. Get to the point. A lot of times we
Mm,
give too many details in the wrong places at the wrong time. Concise message. Simplicity wins every day of the week. So it has to be clear, it has to be concise. Number three, it has to be compelling. This is where the good is, or this is where the value is. You need a compelling message, a message that causes people to want to shift, change, that causes people to want to take action, to buy into what you're selling. So it has to be a compelling message. It can't be flat. It has to have some type of oomph to it, some type of power to it. So that's the compelling part. And then number four is that you want to deliver it with great confidence. That's the
mm,
C4. So you have to be clear, you got to be concise, you have to be compelling, and then you have to deliver it with great confidence. Are you so intimate with your message and with what you have to say that confidence just oozes out of you? It's
mm,
hard to deliver a message with great confidence if you're not intimate with the message. If you
mm.
don't believe that it's valuable, if you don't believe that it's good, you cannot deliver that message with great confidence. So clear, concise, compelling, confident. C4 communication. Anybody can apply it, anybody can do it. It will make a great message every single time.
Okay. So I'm going to ask you, the first thing that you said was having a clear message.
Mhm.
Oh, no, no, no. Having a message,
Having something good to say.
having
You got to
something.
have something of
Okay.
value.
Okay. So my follow-up question on that is, what if somebody is like, I don't even know if I have anything of value? Because a lot of people walk around with so much value in them, but they
Mhm,
don't even know it. Is there
mhm.
something that can help them look within something that they have that they may not even recognize, how to find that thing and bring it out before they come to you and be like, okay, Lasada, I have this good message. I have this good thing to talk about. Then let's apply the forces to it.
Yeah. So there's something that we do. So if you had a sheet of paper, you write down a sheet of paper, you draw a line on a sheet of paper, you put the problems on one side, and then on the other side, you have solutions to those problems. If you have a solution to a problem, or if you have a unique perspective or a different angle on a particular problem, you have value.
Okay.
If you don't have the solution, or if you don't have a unique or a novel perspective to this problem, you probably need to recheck the value that you think you have.
Mm,
But if you can just simply answer, yes, I can solve this problem. It doesn't matter if it's one problem, three, six, it doesn't matter. If you can solve or provide a solution to a problem, you have value. If you can provide a different angle or a unique perspective or something novel about this problem, you have value.
okay.
That's how you measure whether you have value or not.
Yeah,
Is
I
you
like
write
that.
down the problem and what is my solution to this problem, or what is my unique perspective to this problem. That's where your value is.
Okay. I love that exercise problem solution and you have a unique perspective, something that other people would not easily think about as a solution. And that is valuable. And that is something that you can start with as a clear message and start building your clear message. All right.
Yeah, yeah, and that's what we do is that we help people climb with clarity. You
Mhm.
get clarity around your messaging.
Okay.
Once you have that, it is, I mean, it is lights out. You are a totally different person, but you got to get the clarity first. And even clarity on the problem that you want to solve, clarity on your angle, on your perspective. Because you can have the same problem, a lot of people can have the same solution.
Mm-hmm.
If you just put a little twist on it, if you just provide something novel, something different, something unique,
Mm-hmm.
that changes everything. Take for example, iPhone and Androids.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same product. They're branded differently, of course, same product, but most of them have the exact same features. But there may be something unique, something very small that may be totally different about the iPhone versus the Android. And that's their unique value that they are bringing to the world. So if you
Absolutely.
can do the same thing in your speaking, and it might be in how you deliver it, it might be in your posture, it might be your idea, whatever it is, if it's something unique or you have value, that's the main thing is that you do have value.
Yeah, and then it's the you, you, that is
Mhm.
always the unique perspective in anything because everybody else is doing it as them, but they
Mhm.
haven't done it as you. And that's the
Yep.
perspective that you bring with all your experiences and whether it's your background, your education, whatever it is, or your personality, or even your own voice, the way it speaks.
Yep.
So
Yep.
yes, I love this conversation because, especially women, and in the space that I work in, predominantly women in the creative business and home staging, decorating, and we tend to shy away from using our voice because we don't want to be perceived as being loud or
Mhm.
being that, or we're just not having that confidence in what we bring and understanding and appreciating the value that's locked down inside of us. And it sounds like that's what you do all day long, helping people unlock that value, bring it out of them, and then apply your framework to help them get into that from this A to point B. You talk about going to 44 states and speaking. What
Mhm.
kind of events? I'm just curious, what kind of events do you typically speak at?
Yeah, it can be conference, it can be an association, it
Mm.
can be organizational training or workshops. Like I just recently did a 2-day organizational training. One day was a half day, the next day was a full day, and it was an entire organization. It was 18 people. So I'm training this organization. It can look like that. It can be a virtual event. It can be assemblies because I still help in the education space as
Mhm.
well. It can be for principals, it can be for educators, but it's going to fall in usually one of those categories. So a keynote, a motivational speak, something like that, or some type of workshop or organizational training. So that's what it looks like for the most part.
Okay. Do you ever work one on one with anyone, somebody like me who wants to work with you? Or do you have like a training program that somebody can go into to help them with their speaking when if they
Yeah,
belong to an association, for example?
yeah, 100%. Yeah. That's what our coaching program is. That's mostly
Mhm.
one-on-one. The C4 is a part of the coaching program.
Okay.
That is one of the modules that we talk about. So we have 6 modules in our coaching program
Got
that
it.
help people elevate their communication.
Okay.
And you can go through these 6 modules or you can do them a la carte. You can pick and choose however you want to
Okay.
do it,
Got it.
but it's a full communication program and that's usually one-on-one. But there are times also to where someone like you may have a friend or may have another colleague that says, hey, I have a friend, I have a colleague that also wants this communication coaching as well, can we do it together? And so I
Oh,
can do it
okay.
that way as well, but the
Okay.
one-on-one is usually in the coaching realm.
Okay, good to know. I have a few friends that might be interested in this. Well, Lasada, I could talk to you on and on. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm sure that from here on, some voices will be unmuted from all
Mhm.
nuggets that you've shared. If somebody wants to follow, find, work with you, where is the best place to go find you?
Yes, lasadapippen.com. So it's just my first name, last name.com. And all of my socials are simply at Lasada Pippen. If
Okay.
anybody is interested in coaching, you'll find all of my coaching on my website as well. You can take a very simple assessment. We can find out where you are, and that will help us help you get you to where you want to be. But yeah, lasadapippen.com, and all of my socials are just at Lasada Pippen.
All right, folks, you heard it. I'm going to leave a link to your website in the show notes. And
Awesome.
yeah, this has been great, and it's a wrap.
Yep. Thank you for having me. This was fun.
That story reminds us that confidence is not something you're born with, it's something you build. Whether you're the first in your family to step into a leadership role or you're just now realizing your voice matters, know this. You don't have to wait for permission to lead, speak, or grow. So, what is your next bold move? Maybe it's saying yes to coaching. Maybe it's rewriting the script of what leadership looks like for you. Or maybe it's just unmuting yourself one word at a time. It's a wrap.